I just like to ask what.
You're ridiculous. You're both
Well,
ridiculous.
so are you.
What,
Be a
he had asked
break.
if we could go into executive
Like your
session
attorney
first,
didn't
so
talk
we
to
will
John
discuss
Smith
it.
the whole time?
We will discuss that in executive session.
Oh,
It's
really?
related to that. We can't answer that yet.
So I guess all I would want to know is, first thing, disciplinary complaint doesn't cost any money, but all these people are sitting here talking about it.
Huh. Unfortunately, I
It will be
do.
clarified. Let us get a chance with our solicitor to get it clarified.
And I'd also like to echo that I believe this issue should have been on the agenda if it was going to be discussed, because the only reason that I'm here is because I saw that this was brought up in a previous session, was concerned about this exact thing happening. Even after I reviewed the agenda and saw that it wasn't on here, I thought it was important because I'm so nervous that you're going to bring up something regarding my case in one of these sessions, that I feel it's important that I be here every single month to hear every single thing that's mentioned, so I don't miss it.
We didn't have your name for the record, please.
Kara Sheridan,
Okay.
58, you wanted to call it.
Okay. All right, we'll clarify that after executive session.
Thank you.
And we will table that. We had a motion and a second. We have a motion to table that. We're
Yeah, I'll
in
make that
executive
motion to
session. We're
table
not going to act on it tonight. That would give everybody a chance to digest it, and then we'll come back next month. So,
I make a motion to table that issue then.
is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. All right, passes 4-1 with one abstention. Ms. Fisher. Anything else on discussion, new business? Anybody have any comments?
Business as well. Don, do we have an update on the sign for the front of the building?
It should be any day now.
Okay.
It
So it
should
should
be
be
in
a-
when?
It should, any day now. It was ordered, you'll probably see it, I'm sure, within 2 weeks easily.
Okay. Anything else?
I have one question, Bill. Hendersonville. Water and electric. Has that ever been accomplished? Neither one?
Well, there's water in Hendersonville.
Yeah, but at the
Not
pavilion,
no.
is there a chance of getting that done?
We could do it if there's an appetite, to have it done.
There's water at the field.
There's water to fill, yes, I just said that.
So
Okay,
there's
right.
none at the, there's none at the
Pavilion.
pavilion?
There'd be no purpose in putting electric there that nobody uses in the evening. It's too dark.
Because it's too dark. If there were
But you
electric.
can't, like, you're not gonna illuminate the whole field area
Oh.
or park area,
To the pavilion.
but nobody's gonna use a lighted pavilion in the middle of a dark park.
All right, listen, did that answer your question? If the board wants to, we can run water. What your guys would do, just a ditch witch or something to get it, to tap off the existing stub? What's the intent of the board? We have a pavilion over there, there's a water close by, it's right by the first baseline. So I don't know how many feet is away.
The water supply is directly behind the backstop.
Oh, behind it, did they change it around?
That's where it's at.
Oh, it used to be stubbed up in the field, right by, outside of,
Right, so,
okay. So how long does that run?
I want to say probably 170 feet.
All right, that's pretty minimal. Is everybody okay if you run the water line for our pavilion there? I mean, you don't need it this season, obviously, but sometime when you have a chance.
Yeah,
All right?
I agree.
You want to install?
Yeah, I said that there's no hurry for this season, but sometime for next season.
Water?
Yeah.
Electric?
I don't know what.
No to electric. It's in the middle of a dark park. You're not gonna go to a lighted pavilion in the middle of a dark park.
There's a transformer. But the only light we have is
From the
a security
pavilion.
light. Is that the type of light you're talking about? A security light with some outlets? Is that-
That's typical.
Whatever would be approved, whatever, what's there.
All right, we'll talk about that part. All right. Anybody,
Yeah.
any comments? Yes, sir.
Okay, find out about the farm run draining over there.
I don't know. Dan? He's talking about the Dollar General.
We've not finalized the project yet. I'm not aware
I
of
just wondered, Joe said he was gonna look at it, it hasn't rained
you speak up so everybody can hear
I
Dan?
said, Ron's asking a question about the pond at the Dollar General that's holding water. So they'll have to final that out. They've not requested a final out with us or with the County Conservation District, probably took their own guess from it. So we'll find out what's going on there. It wasn't designed to hold water. Right. So I'll check.
Let's go ahead.
I live on 419 Coleman Road. My name's Patrick Scheider. I had to get knee surgery on Friday, so I happen to be home. And my house rattled. I'm one of very few houses in my understanding in Cecil Township, your spring pad, not well. Why wasn't I notified? Second, Range Resources is putting, from my understanding, a well pad off of the transmission line that they're attempting to bring through my property, which part of it is there. Does anybody here know how big that transmission line is? If anybody here understood it, I happen to be a plumber. I'm a commercial plumber and a residential, but mostly commercial. 1,000-pound 20-inch line will level this area, and you all approved it. Do you know that?
I'm not sure.
You were aware of it? Do you Cecil, are you related to the ice cream place up
No.
here? How far do you live from this area here?
Half a
That
mile.
far? Okay, well, it'll affect you. It'll affect everyone in this township that lives not far from this
You
borough.
talking about a Columbia Gas transmission line, or are you talking about a well or drilling operation? Which one are you talking about?
Let me finish. You were disrespectful to her. I've never been to a township meeting before in my life. I am a public speaker when I have to be in front of corporations for what I do for a living as an owner.
All right, so,
You were unbelievably disrespectful. He was disrespectful. Come on, man.
all right, you know what?
I told you, let
Okay,
me
get to your
finish.
point.
You want me to get my point? I will get my point to you. One was, why wasn't I notified about the detonation? I had to drive up there. I know those guys got jobs to do. I was cool with them. I said, hey, every one of us just that sits up here at this board and everybody that sits here has a job to do. They didn't notify me. My house rattled. I immediately went over to my spring, because mine comes from the ground. It's not drilled. It wasn't affected that I could tell, but I wasn't notified. Range Resources, I heard, so my girlfriend is a hairdresser, and I heard from one of her clients, which is here, is Kara, let me know that about Range Resources. I'm pretty affected by it. Can you imagine if you didn't have water? Every one of us here uses water. And every one of us, I guarantee, has taken a bottle of spring water and love to have spring water. It affects me. I don't want, like, all you had to, someone has to let me know what's going on. I had to go up there, they're going to come down and put a seismic or a type of equipment to measure how bad my house
Oh, you're talking about the Turnpike Commission.
No. Windsor Highlands.
Windsor Woods.
Well, Windsor Woods.
Oh, Windsor Woods, all right.
Did you, like, I came down to the township to tell them, and I said, oh, I seen there's a meeting. I'm like, oh, okay, so I find out that I should be here, and to let you know so that it's noted. But why wasn't I notified? I mean, there's not many residents on that portion of Coleman Road, going up towards Badners, and up to that intersection. But I wasn't notified. Why?
So to his
What are
point,
they doing for Dan?
they're blasting, which is why we sent the email.
Blasting for utility lines.
Dan, why
He
were,
blasted 15 feet
hold on a
down.
second, why did we get a letter today, 10/2, dated 10/2, when the blasting happened today? Shouldn't there have been some sort of notification to us that we could have then sent out to the residents?
We don't have anything related to blasting in our ordinances.
You guys better start getting it because it's coming.
Well,
approved all this.
blasting is under the control of the state of Pennsylvania.
Which I understand that.
Yeah, and they have to follow all the guidelines for the state, which when they asked about blasting, we don't control it as a community.
And I know that.
So what we asked the contractor to do, the developer, we asked, Joe and I are both involved in this, we asked them to notify all the residents in the area and get set up for normal blasting as they normally do. Blasting occurs a lot.
I know it does.
Yeah, so it's not unusual to happen.
No, I know.
And on this plan, it has happened before. So we just made sure that they were following the state guidelines. They had seismographs out there. they were supposed to do. If you were affected on the other side of the hill from the development.
My property is almost 700 yards. It's 200 yards from my property, from that, where that's at. And it shook. So you can understand where my concern is.
I understand.
But why is it not in your ordinance to state, to state in your ordinance that any resident in Cecil Township is notified of that happening? Whether the state says, they tell you what you can and can't do, they should tell the township. The township should let an email go out or something to go out to let the residents notify. I sat in my house, I was like, what the hell was that? That's not exactly what I said. But it's just, I was never notified and I'm home a lot.
Dan, is there a distance that they're required to notify residents? Like what
There's
range?
no requirement under the state.
I know, but if you guys had asked them, who would you assume they would notify?
They told me they had to notify everybody within 1,000 feet from the blast. And they said they did that.
That's what the turnpike does.
They gave us-
I am 900 yards away from it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to check it to see what.
It should be more than that.
Okay, and then they gave us a copy of the permit that they obtained from the DEP in order to blast in the development. So we have a copy of that. He approved it.
So we're following along with state guidelines. If the board would like to increase, you can add something to your ordinance to make it more strict than the state. I guess Gretchen would probably give that opinion, but we're just following state guidelines now. There's actually nothing in our ordinance related to blast.
Did you say 900 yards? Did you say the last
Yeah, I
time?
think that's what he told me.
Tom,
I'm just outside.
1,000 feet is 300 yards.
yeah,
Right.
Tom, my sister still lives in Windsor Woods, and she said she wasn't notified at all, and it was literally like right behind her house. And she was not notified at all. She thought someone was breaking into her house.
There's no way that they gave appropriate notification because they didn't notify us until, they didn't send a letter to us till dated today.
He said that was the first blast they've done up there.
Well, I mean, that might be true.
We'll talk to Meritage tomorrow. We'll tell them to stop until everybody again is notified within, as far as.
Dan, make them show you some proof that they notified people and not just have them say, yeah, we told everybody.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what the board's desire is on that. You go 2,000 feet, a mile, I mean, typically the blast is not felt that far.
You
I mean,
say that though, but I can tell you from personal experience with the turnpike, I've had pictures fall off the wall and I'm not close to it at all. So I would say at least a mile.
It depends upon the charge, and sometimes, I mean, when these guys are just fracturing the rock for utilities, they're not blowing out like the turnpike's blowing out whole different big areas. They're using big charges. Typically with like utility work, it's not a large charge. It's just enough to fracture the rock.
But it's a simple, I mean, they don't have to go door to door and get people to sign stuff. A simple
Our
letter.
intent was to make sure the residents were notified. And Joe's watching the job. When he and I talked about it, I said, make sure the residents get notified. We asked those questions. Obviously, it didn't get done to the full extent. We'll talk to the developer tomorrow. We'll make sure everybody's notified before they do it. I'll send a text out here tonight to make sure they.
Joe, for zoning things and conditional use things, we actually make them show proof, like a return receipt, that they sent letters. Same thing with towers and things like that. I don't know if it should be different, or they should have to show better proof than just telling you on the phone, yeah, we notified everybody. Obviously, it's.
Here's the thing, that you are making it seem like it's really no big deal. Go down at the bottom where the train tracks is, and you hold your hand on it, and I'll go 5 miles up, and I'll smack it with a hammer, a 1-pound sledge, and you will feel it. So don't make it sound like it's not that big of a deal,
I'm
because
not
it is.
trying to make it not a big deal. I'm just saying for different applications.
And I understand
it's
that.
different.
I wanted it noted that, like, so what happens if I have something wrong with my house because of that small little blast? Then what? Then I'm going up against big other companies to battle. And I'm set, I can't do it. Then what? And I'm going to be doing that going against Columbia Gas, it's something that you guys all approved. So then what? Then what do I do? What about every one of these people once they get affected